Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of
My Waifu
and me, and today we are bringing you our June 2021 manga haul, and I've got to be honest, our wallets are hurting, everyone.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
Our wallets are truly hurting. We purchased an absurd amount, over 50 volumes of manga this month, so we're going to go through it as fast as we can to show you all the cool stuff we picked up this month in manga hunting. We've been collecting manga quite a bit more seriously over the last 8-9 months, and really this month is probably our worst month yet. Like, I think June might be our worst month yet. Waifu, what do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I think it's worse for him than me.
Oh, don't say it!
His pile is maybe 3 times the size of mine. So
it's a shared collection.
It is. He just went a little. I won't say overboard. I won't say overboard. I'll say he was more enthusiastic about it than me.
July, we are gonna do no July manga, no manga in July. No,
already bought stuff.
Okay. Well, we're not going to waste any more of your time. Thank you guys for joining us. We want to show you all of these brand new manga that we picked up. This is a mixture of both new stuff, old stuff that we found in the wild. We're going to tell you all about our hunting methods, some of the stuff that we picked up, how we found it. Most of this is stuff we found out shopping. We didn't buy this online. We found this out shopping at different stores, which means secondhand bookstores, first-hand bookstores, if that's what you call it. Regular retailers,
yeah.
All that stuff. So here we go. Here is our June 2021 manga haul. All right, first thing that I picked up. I had to pick up this beautiful copy of the Shonen Jump magazine in Japan. I only have one other of these from the 2021 year, but I loved this Jujutsu Kaisen cover, so I really wanted to make sure I got this one when I saw the cover revealed. There are a couple other covers from 2021 I'd like to get my hands on, and I know that there's a lot of older covers that I probably really would love to have, but for now, we're just going to stick to some of the new ones. I'm trying not to get too caught up in Shonen Jump stuff so that I don't, Japanese stuff that is, so that way I'm not over here with like a huge Japanese pile of stuff. But on that same note, I had to pick this up when I saw it at my local Kinokuniya, and that is volume 99 of One Piece in Japanese. And as you can see here, 99, 100, and 101 are going to combine to make one full cover. I believe it's Big Mom on this one, Luffy on 100, and then Kaido on 101. So it's going to be one combined 3-volume cover. And I really thought it'd be cool to have the original Japanese one because this is the volume that contains Chapter 1000. So this is sort of the Chapter 1000 celebration. So I really wanted to pick up the Japanese ones. And I'll probably get the English ones as well. But luckily, our Kinokuniya does sell these Japanese volumes. That's where we got this and that Shonen Jump volume before. Before we get into some of our new stuff, I don't know, show them some continuing series that you maybe have picked up.
So we've definitely gotten invested in a couple of series that we started and we've really enjoyed, and one of those is Platinum End. So I got 4 more volumes of Platinum End, and I think the covers are so cool. They have kind of like this hollow effect on there. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, it's a little hard to see on the camera.
That was good. But you can kind of see that, and if you want a better summary than I can give you right now, I kind of gave one in our manga collection video that we just posted not too long ago. 10.
And this series is by the creators that made Death Note and Bakuman. So if this is a series you might be interested in picking up, maybe you enjoyed Bakuman and Death Note, definitely check it out. I have heard some mixed reviews about it, but the waifu has been enjoying what she's read. I believe, have you read through some of these ones already, actually?
Yeah, so 9 and 10 that I just showed you guys, I have read that. I actually just read 10 like 2 days ago. So I got 11 and 12 because I was just enjoying it so much, and it actually is only going to be 14 volumes. I just looked that up today. 13 just came out recently. That'll probably be in our July haul video. But man, I mean, the art's just so good, and I really think the story is very interesting. So there's that, and then we also got... So we got 3 of Goodnight Pun Pun.
Yeah, volume 3.
We don't have 2 yet.
Yep, volume
'cause
3.
It's not in stock. So we got 1. We don't have 2 because it's hard to find.
It hasn't showed up. It hasn't restocked yet.
So we got 3 because we're like, well, of course, as soon as 2 shows up and restocks, 3 will probably run out. So we're trying to just be ahead of the game. And
yep. And this is a series by Inio Asano. It's supposedly a lot about a childhood kid is growing up through life. He has a lot of like mental health issues, but it's a really popular series. We both have never read it yet, but we picked up volume 1 a while back, so we had that in our collection video. And then we picked up volume 3 this month, and we're trying to get 2 and the rest of them as soon as possible but they're reprinting right now, so don't pay scalper prices. If you want to get your hands on Goodnight Boom Boom, don't pay scalper prices. Wait for them to restock. Here we go. So next pickup, Soul Eater, Volume 3 of these new Perfect Editions. These are super cool. If you don't know what Soul Eater is, I don't know. It's about Soul, Maka. They're like Death Reapers, Grim Reapers, stuff like that. It's
Same
a cool
author as Fire Force.
Yes. Cool older series. We did have the other 2, so we just picked up the 3rd one to be caught up before the 4th one comes out. Yeah. Next, we picked up volumes 2 and volume 3 of Shibuya Goldfish. This is a survival horror series where giant goldfish have descended on Shibuya and are eating humans alive. I read the first volume and I really didn't like it. Honestly, I really did not like it. I didn't think I was going to pick up more, but someone told me, Jerry, give it the 3-volume chance, and then if you still don't like it, sell those 3 volumes off. 3 volumes is not a lot to invest, although these are freaking $15 retail, which is a little more than a regular volume. So, I've spent $45 on this series already, and that's a little more than I really wanted to spend, but, it's fine. I picked up volumes 2 and 3. I'm going to give these a shot. If I hate it, I'm going to get rid of it, and if I like it, I'll get more. So, there's volumes 2 and 3 of that. And then next, I'll also show you all this. If you saw our collection video, I picked up volume 1 of Dead Demons, Day-to-Day Destruction, which is another series by Inio Asano, the same author as Goodnight Poon Poon. And honestly, I read the first volume, and it's awesome. It's about these 2 young ladies. They're living in this sort of like weird Tokyo where there's like these aliens that have descended on Earth, but they've done nothing to like attack the planet. But it's really about the social issues that they're facing together. And honestly, after I read the first volume, I was like, I'm just going to buy a bunch more. So I went in really hard and bought volumes 2, 3, 4, 5,
goes on and on.
6, and 7. So there are only 9 of these out so far. I did not pick up 8 and 9 yet. I just kind of decided for now this would be good enough. And yeah, I'm really excited to read more of this now that I've got a bunch of it to actually start reading more of it. But Inio Asano is definitely one of my favorite artists, favorite mangaka, and he just writes these really compelling stories that are going to get you engaged in human psyche, what humans are thinking, what they're doing, and I just love the setting of this series especially. So first volume got me bought in, and I bought this many more, and I'll probably buy 8 and 9. I think 10 actually is set to come out later this year.
So the next thing that we are kind of continuing, we're not sure yet on this one,
right?
But Black Clover. So there's right there, right in the middle. This is volume 2, and we bought 1 a little while ago. We're just not sure yet if we're going to have the whole series or not.
Right.
I am fully caught up by reading all the chapters on the Shonen Jump
Hair
app.
flip. I've read it all.
Stop.
No.
No, I have. So
Yeah.
it's it would be a cool collection to have, but that's a lot. I mean, there's
It's already 25 volumes,
yeah,
I
there's
think.
25 volumes or something like that, and I'm trying to find out if I want to invest in that. And
It's 25 and counting, which is kind of like a
it's
tough.
still going.
It's like a tough pool to say like.
So
oh.
if any of you out there are kind of in a similar predicament, I totally understand. So I don't know what to do about that. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun Volume 9. This is another series I have really been enjoying. I'll put that a little bit closer to the camera. I've read about 7 of them so far. Gosh, it's really fun. I love the art style. There's just mystery and a little bit of romance and then supernatural stuff. So if you like any of that, I think this is definitely a good series for you. We need to watch the anime too because I'm interested in that, but that's another edition. I also picked up Volume 2 of Given. It took a really long time for this to restock, and now, of course, as soon as I get this, can't really find 3 anywhere. But I read 2. I just read this the other day. I don't know if I want to continue, so if anybody has a good reason for me to continue, put that in the comments below.
Tell us down below. Should she buy more Given?
Should I buy more Given? Is it worth it? I don't know if I feel invested in the characters is my reasoning.
Right.
So after I read this volume, I kind of felt a little meh about it.
Boys love, but in a band.
Yeah, boys love in a band.
Yep. So we also picked up, as a continuing series, we picked up the next Shaman King omnibus. And if you saw our collection video, you know that I own about 17 of the original Shaman King singles. We've both actually read the entirety of the Shaman King manga. We read it online using Amazon so we could read it because we wanted to read it a couple months back and decided to go through it all. So we've been trying to collect these omnibus to just support the series and keep up with it. So this is the second omnibus. It includes volumes 4, 5, and 6. The next omnibus comes out next month. So hopefully that'll be in our haul next month as well. It's a really exciting series about Yo. He's a boy that's a shaman and sort of has a destiny in this tournament that he has to fulfill. So if you've never read it, check it out. There's obviously a new anime out as well. A couple other new pickups. So I did pick up volume 1 of High School of the Dead. If you saw my collection video, I have 3 and 7. And I didn't have volume 1, but I found it for a really good price. I can't remember. I think it was either at a half price books or something along those lines. So if you've never read High School of the Dead, it's literally a zombie story, but it's got some of the coolest like character building that you can find, I think. It is a little ecchi, so kids beware. Don't read High School of the Dead if you are a child. That would not be
18
something.
plus.
Yeah, 18 plus.
18 plus
absolutely for
sure.
High School of the Dead. It is a little ecchi and over the top, but it's a really fun zombie story if you're into that. Also picked up volume 2 of Undead Unlock. You would have seen volume 1 in our collection video. Volume 2, I actually already read this and I am excited. I don't know why, but of all the shonen that I've been jumping into lately, this one is the one that I'm really enjoying the most. I haven't decided to read ahead yet on the app, but I might at this point. I've been staying with the physical releases, but at this point I think I might read ahead. It's a really cool story about our buddy Undead here, also known as Andy, and Unluck over here, and essentially they're these superpowered beings in this world where there are multiple superpowered beings, and all of them have like something that gives them their power, but they're working together in an attempt to help Andy figure out how to kill himself. It's a really interesting shonen series, and I like that the characters are of age. They're all above 18 and grown up.
So picked up 3 and 4 of Skullface bookseller Honda-san.
Okay.
I showed this off a little bit in our collection video.
Right.
It's about a mangaka that worked in a bookstore. So if you're somebody who's ever worked in retail or customer service, a lot of funny stuff, but also relatable stuff that happens in this. But it really, I'll keep emphasizing this too, just as we continue to see manga sales increase. It's really cool to see the behind the scenes of a bookstore and how their inventory works and
right.
how they get publishing companies.
I gotta read this.
Yeah, it's really cool, really well drawn, lots of just funny vignettes.
You read volumes 1 and 2 already,
yeah,
right?
I've read
So
1
she
and
hasn't read
2.
3 and
I
4
haven't
yet.
read those yet. Obviously, they're sealed, as you can see. And then, of course, Pokemon Adventures Volume 8.
Brings us up to date.
My little bookmark is in there because the Ruby and Sapphire storyline doesn't finish in Volume 7, so I had to kind of, just quickly read it, that first little part. But
I just decided to wait for
so I'm gonna wait a little bit. It is kind of like that. So just in case you're trying to get into this series, just know that not all the volumes are self-contained with their stories. They usually do carry
There's
over
some
into other volumes. So just know that going into that. So now we'll go into the brand new stuff.
So this is new series that we didn't have any of on our shelf before our collection. So all that stuff was just stuff to add more volumes to certain series we'd already started. But we wanted to start a couple new series this month too. And like we said, we've got over 50 volumes here. So there's a lot more to come. So first off, the classic Full Metal Alchemist. We finally decided to take the plunge and we started to pick up the amazing Full Metal editions of Full Metal Alchemist. We picked up volumes 1, volume 2, which these have awesome like wraparound covers and just the white looks so good. Volume 3, and these were a little bit tough to come upon, these earlier volumes. They're all kind of restocking now, but just be aware that these earlier volumes are kind of a little tougher to find, but hopefully you can still find them at your local bookstores. I think I found some at Books A Million, some at Barnes & Noble, and then I got one at Kinokuniya. So these were a little tougher to get. But yeah, I got volumes 1 through 5 to start, and I'm going to get the rest as soon as possible. I was kind of waiting for the Right Stuff sale, so I kind of have some hope that Right Stuff is going to put the rest of them on sale. If you don't know what Full Metal Alchemist is at this point in time, you really just need to give it a shot. Start up the first episode of Brotherhood on Netflix, or jump into the first volume of the manga and give it a shot. It's a wonderful shonen action series that everyone that reads manga and watches anime should enjoy. Like, everyone should do it. So this is a little bit of a retro pickup, something that I didn't expect to stumble upon this month, but we did pick it up this month, and that is the entire collection of the series Planets, but it's in its original single format. So these have been published in bigger omnibus formats, by Dark Horse, I believe, but Tokyo Pop was the original publisher for Planets, which is the original. This story is by the author of Vinland Saga. So if you've never read Vinland Saga or don't know Vinland Saga, this is one of the first stories, and it's sort of a space slice of life is the best way I can describe it. So we haven't been able to check it out yet, but I bought it because I've been telling myself I gotta read this. So here we go. All the different volume covers. We might even pick up the Dark Horse translation as well, because I have heard it's actually maybe a little bit better. I think someone said that it's a better translation than Tokyo Pop's original translation, but it was still cool to find the singles for retail. We bought these for cover price, which whatever the price was printed on the cover, I think it's $9.99, yeah. So we bought these for cover price at a local comic shop, and they just happen to have those in stock. So really exciting that we finally have that whole series and we can binge it now in one day. So next, I did get the first volume of Inside Mari. And this is a series by the creator Shuzo Oshimi, also known for another series that I'm going to show later in this haul that I finally picked up, but a series I've actually seen and read before. But Inside Mari is the story of this guy here, and he switches into this lady's body. Her name is Mari, and has to kind of figure the world out from that perspective. She doesn't seem to have switched into his body based off of this first volume, but I have only read the first volume. I'm excited to get more of this so that I can read the rest, because Oshimi is one of my favorite creators, and just everything else he's made, like Happiness, Blood on the Tracks, and this series that I'm about to show you, because I picked up a little bit of it as well, are ones that are just really cool stories about youth and about just coming of age, right? So next, I do want to show you all another Shuzo Oshimi gem, and the waifu has never actually seen this series. I'm gonna like spoil the haul if I'm not careful. Be careful, Jerry. Ah!
He's about to drop
okay,
everything.
listen. So waifu hasn't checked this series out yet. I've seen the anime series and read a bit of the manga, but I'm excited to actually read the manga in its entirety because I know it is a bit different than the anime series. But I picked up the Flowers of Evil Omnibus 1 and the Flowers of Evil Omnibus number 2 this month, right? And what's great about this is that the 4 omnibus are still in print, so if you can't get your hands on the original run of this series, don't worry, pick up the omnibuses. This is the story of a young man. He gets caught kind of doing something a little sexual, and essentially this girl kind of blackmails him. But throughout the blackmail, there is a bit of like lust, a bit of love, a bit of coming of age that occurs. It's a very interesting story, and like I said, Shuzo Oshimi tells stories through pictures in such a great way. But on top of picking up the omnibuses, a local store had a couple of the original singles. And if you didn't know, purchasing this entire series as singles is very difficult. So because they had them for cover price, I just grabbed them even though they're random volumes. It's volumes 8, 9, and 4, so they are random volumes, but I plan to just read it all via the omnibus one, so once I'm able to get 3 and 4, but I did pick up those singles as well. So Waifu only has like 2 volumes left to show, so I'm going to show a bunch more of the stuff I have. Next, I'm going to just briefly show this one. Honestly, I'm going to try to cover this part of it.
It's not YouTube friendly.
So
sorry.
This is really not YouTube friendly, but I picked up volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4 and the Darkness side stories of the series Interspecies Reviewers. And if you've never seen this series, it is a fantasy series where some dude bros travel from brothel to brothel, getting to know all of the different fantasy women that are in this universe. So this is a 100% adult, 18 plus. Don't read this if you ain't an adult. Don't go check this out, young Timmy. Little Timmy better not be looking this up. Don't be Googling it. There's an anime series for this as well. The anime is actually why I decided to get into the manga. So I think I've read the first volume or 2 online. So I did decide to go ahead and support the creator and pick up everything that's been published in English so far. And I'm going to make sure that I buy the rest as it comes out because I'm excited to read more of that. It is an ecchi series. It's not for everyone. I'm going to be upfront. It's not for everyone. Okay, waifu, let's do yours.
Okay. So really the only new thing that I picked up for myself is Witch Hat Atelier. It's 2 volumes. I went with the first 2 just in case because 1 and 2 have been harder to find lately. But I think the art looks
gorgeous.
So freaking nice.
Gorgeous.
And I think because obviously it's not the same as Black Clover or anything, but I do love, magic and witchcraft and fantasy elements like that a lot just in the books and the manga that I do read. I'm a really big fan of The Witcher, but I also like Black Clover. So I thought it could potentially be a good series for me. So I am excited to read it and try it out. Our friend David over in the Uncensored Anime podcast said that he did start reading it, and he said it was very wholesome and cute. So it seems like it's up my alley.
right up her alley. So hopefully, and I might read it as well, honestly, when
Yeah.
when she gets done with it. I try to read everything she gets as well. Okay, last couple finds that we got this month. It's pretty simple stuff. Boom. Trigun the Maximum Omnibus Volume 1. This is Trigun Maximum. So I always say Trigun the Maximum. It's just Trigun Maximum, not the Maximum. But it is technically a sequel to the original Trigun, but I believe the series only changed names because it changed where it was being published. So Trigun rolls right into Maximum. There's no, like, break in the story, to my understanding. So this is technically not Volume 1. It's Maximum Volume 1. So Volume 1 in omnibus format, I believe, collects all of the original Trigun before the Maximum part, and then I think there's maybe 4 or 5 of these omnibus. I don't remember to make it all, but I actually have the very first volume, single version of Maximum on my shelf already, and that was in our collection video. So when I found this, it wasn't just at retail price, it was at 30% off retail price. So I had to pick this up, honestly. You know, I got it was like 12, 13 bucks or something like that. And I know these are going for quite a bit of money now. Don't quote me on this. I don't think they're fully out of print, but they're going for a lot of money. We even saw a couple other of these omnibuses for like $200 at a local half-price book. So if you can get your hands on these, good luck. But really great find there. We also picked up the first volume of Fist of the North Star, and this is a really cool new reprinting of a very classic shonen series, one that neither of us have actually read. So we wanted to make sure we picked this up.
I think you've watched some of the anime, right?
Yeah, I've seen a pretty good chunk of the anime when I was younger. It was a really popular one to watch with me and my buddies, and so we watched a bunch of it. I don't know if I ever watched all of it, and honestly, I would have watched it when I was like, this would have been 10 to 15 years ago. So
yeah, like
at this point,
Kid Jerry.
the amount of content I actually remember is probably very limited about the series. So I'm really excited about these because I can slowly just sort of make my way through the series physically and not have to worry about it. And just as they come out, get to read them in these really, really nice hardcovers. This is kind of a post-apocalyptic series, by the way. So it's about this guy, Kenshiro. He is sort of a bad A. I don't know how else to put it. He's just a bad A roaming this like post-apocalyptic world. Shinderu.
NANI?!
But beautiful.
It's
and
from that, if you didn't know, the meme.
a great meme. So we haven't gotten to read that volume yet, but I'm really excited to finally get into it. And this must have been just like an Inio Asano month for me because
Yeah.
I also
think
picked
it
up
was.
Nijigahara Holograph in its hardback edition. There was a single copy of this at a local Barnes & Noble, and I just couldn't resist. I think I had a coupon or something, so I had like 10 or 20% off, and I honestly was just like, I want to pick up another Asano. I don't know what this one's. I actually have no idea what this one's about. I have not even read the back of the book, so I don't know what Nijigahara Holograph is about. I know it's Asano. I know it's gonna be good. This one I don't think has anything controversial around it, so I'm excited to get into this. It's a one and done, and I love a good one and done, especially when Asano's involved. So you know it's gonna be solid. Don't know what it's about yet. Okay, great. Hellsing Deluxe Volume 1. Yes, we picked up Volume 1 of the Deluxe editions of Hellsing, and a great reason why is because we found this half-price books for exactly half off of cover price, $24.99 instead of
So good.
the $50 that they usually go for. I do know these go for about $25 to $30 on Amazon too. The one issue with getting it secondhand is the backing card was not included, so whatever the backing card was, it's not included with this volume, which is no big deal for me because it was $24.99 and I had it. Yeah, the rest of it's in really good condition, and it's gonna look really good on the shelf as well. But Hellsing, I don't really know the story. I've never watched the anime, but I know there's vampires and stuff involved.
Yeah,
So
vampires.
two more series that we have to talk about. So next, on a whim, I picked up The Land of the Lustrous Volumes 1 and 2. And it was because we found Volume 1 at Half Price Books for half off cover price. So it was $6 instead of $13, $6.50 instead of $13. And I said, okay, I'm going to pick that up. So I picked it up for half off of cover price. And I noticed on the back that it said for fans of Steven Universe. And we were like, well, we're fans of Steven Universe. And I read the first chapter. You can see here my bookmark, which is a Pokemon code card. If you know, we open a lot of Pokemon cards here on the channel as well. But I wanted to check it out. It's about living gyms. The first chapter, there's sort of these like living gyms that are training for battle in some ways, but not all of them are selected for battle. They have different positions, jobs. Definitely seems to have a lot of similarities to Steven Universe. And oddly enough, came out like at the very similar timing. Very weird.
Yeah, we were kind of like thinking about the timeline of when Steven Universe came out and then when this started coming out in Japan. And it was very oddly close, but there's no way they could have known about each other.
Right.
Like, it seems almost impossible.
Very strange stuff,
Yeah.
y'all. All right. I don't know how I ended up with this one as the last one we're going to show in this haul, but we finally made it through all 50 volumes of this, and we're a little under, we're under 30 minutes at least. But the last thing I picked up was Doubt Omnibus Volume 1. And there are 2 of these Doubt Omnibuses that exist. Oh, geez. And as well as a series called Judge that is sort of in the same universe. I've actually read most of this at some point a long time ago. I can't remember if I read to the end, but I read a good chunk of Doubt. And I picked it up because I read it via online sites, not legally. So I wanted to make sure I supported it since I did read it. And I liked it. I liked it a lot, and I wanted to reread it and read to the end. Make sure that I read to the end. This is a story. It's sort of like all these people. There's all these people, and they get pulled into this sort of like Saw-style game, essentially, where they're having to kill. If you've seen Danganronpa, very similar sort of concept going on here with Doubt and Judge as well. So if you like that sort of thriller mystery component, then check out Doubt as well. All right, y'all. We made it to the end! That was our massive, insane manga haul for June. That was June. It's June. For June. So we made sure to film as soon as we could right after June ended because we were literally buying manga right up until like the last day of June. I think we bought some volumes on the last day of June. And I was like, oh my god, this manga haul is just getting bigger and bigger. And somehow we ended up with, as you can see, well over 50 volumes this month, which is like just a lot to be adding when we only had about 250 volumes on our shelf now. So now we've added a huge percentage back into our collection. So we're really excited. We're getting much more hard into manga. When we first started getting serious about it, about again like 8 to 9 months ago, we were still being really careful and slow. We were like, okay, let's buy 2 or 3 volumes this month. Let's buy 5 or 6 volumes. Now we're just kind of going all in. We pretty much bailed on a lot of our other stuff, and we really like doing manga and manga hunting because it's just really cool to collect physical media of some of these series that we enjoy a lot. So we hope you enjoyed another episode of My Waifu, and Me. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and stay healthy, stay safe, and keep collecting manga. This is My Waifu and Me, and we're saying peace.